Hey everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Dr. Angel Storm. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am answering a question that I had gotten in a previous video's comment, and the question had to do with how to maintain resolve and peace of mind while being gray rock with a narcissist that you live with. And there was a situation where she was not able to leave the house due to the weather, and same thing with the narcissist. And so they were trapped for a few days together, and normally that reprieve that she gets from him going to work wasn't available. So how to do this, and this actually can apply to a lot of different people regardless of if you live with the narcissist or not. Sometimes it can just feel like you are doing all of this work, maintaining self-control, maintaining your boundaries, keeping your eyes on the big picture, so forth, for no reason, that things are getting worse. And I've tried to explain this many times in my previous videos, but that is a sure sign that you're actually winning, that you're doing the right thing, and that the narcissist is actually afraid of the control that they're losing over you. And so typically what happens is that when you go gray rock, you're not showing emotion, you're not showing when things are upsetting you, you don't respond, you don't react to their comments, you literally only answer or vocalize a response when it's necessary. So if it's not necessary, you just give it no mind, you pay it no attention, you literally move on with your day. When you're doing this, the narcissist can tell that you're doing it, obviously. And again, just to recap here, this is first a spiritual issue. So your natural actions, not communicating the way that you normally would, not showing any emotion, not reacting to certain things, not getting upset over things that would normally make you upset. All of this is, these things are great. However, the narcissist knows when you are pulling away emotionally, mentally, way before you do physically. And so when you find that the narcissist is now reacting, like upping the tactics that they use against you, more name calling, more inappropriate messages that they may be sending, more gaslighting, blaming, blame shifting, yelling, any of these types of things that the narcissist is trying to do when you have maintained gray rock for a period of time, is a sure sign that the narcissist wants what you have and you're unwilling to give it to them. This is a great sign that you are actually growing, that you are truly enforcing a boundary that is becoming a long-term memory, meaning it is becoming an established pattern of behavior, not just a one-time one-off behavior. And so this is a really good sign, although I know it can be uncomfortable, this tension of where you are now and where you want to be. It is important to push through that. So I want to give you, let me see here, 7 ways to keep your mind on what needs to happen, to keep your emotional health while this is going on. Because while you know you're doing the right thing, it still can feel uncomfortable. It still can be very it can feel like you don't like it, right? Nobody likes to be name called. Nobody likes to be blamed for stuff that they didn't do. Nobody wants to have the silent treatment done to them, whatever is happening in your situation. So it's important that you, while yes, this is part of the growth process, you don't ignore how you're feeling in that moment and the fact that doesn't feel comfortable. That's important to acknowledge where you are in this process, and actually acknowledging that will help you not only maintain where you are, but also push through to get you to your ultimate goals. So let's get started. 7 things. Number 1, ignore intimidation. Intimidation is the number 1 way narcissists will seek to use control and manipulate you in situations where they are not getting what they want from you. So in this situation, the narcissist wants you to respond. They want you to engage in an argument. They want to in some way receive emotional feedback from you, and you're not giving it to them. So you want to ignore intimidation, which is, again, something that's extremely common for a narcissist to do. Oh, well, you don't want to do that? Well, I control the finances. I can tell your parents. I'm going to let out all of your church family know. There's all types of intimidation the narcissist will seek to use. If you're in a relationship with a spiritual narcissist, meaning somebody who can quote scriptures or quote religious things towards you and let you know that, the wrath of God is going to come down upon you if you don't listen to me. That's intimidation. That's manipulation. That is a form of control. It's abuse. Don't tolerate it and be aware of it, but ignore it. Do not respond to intimidation. Do not allow the narcissist to try to put these things on you, and then you respond out of your emotions and you react towards them like, well, I'm going to tell your boss or your family or blah, 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 blah about you. It's unnecessary. Ignore intimidation. They have nothing else. This is the last thing that they can possibly throw at you. They are trying to bait you. See it for what it is and ignore it. Number 2, cancel all word curses. If you are in a situation where the narcissist is constantly speaking over you, you're stupid, you're worthless, you'll never amount to anything, you don't deserve to live. I've heard absolutely terrible things coming from in my own experience and then from working with my clients. Whatever the narcissist is trying to say to you, cancel those things. Take authority over those words immediately. It's important that you learn to do this not only because spiritually speaking, that actually clears your atmosphere, but it also establishes your authority internally. Your body, your body, including your organs, so including your brain, learn to trust you, learn to react towards your soul, your mind, your will, and your emotions based off of the past. And so if you've had a situation where you've kind of waffled in between what you mean, what you do, what you actually want to do, you've said yes, but you really meant no, you've said no, but you really meant yes, that type of thing, your body has learned to not trust you. And it's important that you start making healthy patterns in your brain by what you are telling yourself and by the behaviors that you do that originate from your mind, which is in your soul. Okay, your spirit should be bigger than your soul. This is a whole other teaching, so let's just stick to what we have going on here. Canceling the word curses will actually help reestablish what you want your body to respond to in terms of words. When you hear a word that you don't identify with, that does not describe you, that you do not want to have emanating from your atmosphere, you take control over it. You take authority over that. You cancel those word curses. We break them off in the name of Jesus. And you speak out the words that you do want to have, literally creating the air that you're breathing, the atmosphere that you're sitting in. What type of environment is your soul sitting in? What type of environment is your body sitting in? This largely has to do with emotions and with words. And it's important that you start taking control over it. So cancel any word curses the moment that they're spoken to you. Don't wait for I'll take authority over them all before I go to sleep. No, do it right in the moment. Your body needs to get used to, hey, I'm able to create a safe place for myself. The moment that I hear something that doesn't resonate with me, my voice is powerful. I can speak out and change the atmosphere immediately. You need to start making new neural pathways in your brain so that your body, your brain, your gut health, by the way, a lot of people suffer with irritable bowel syndrome and gut-related issues from narcissistic abuse because it's a reaction of their body not being comfortable with their atmosphere, with their environment. And a lot of that has to do with mistrust and distrust of themselves. So take authority over any word curses. Number 3, take all accusations against you before the Lord. The word says that we need to be quick to agree with our accuser. And even if you think these are not true things that are being told to me, spoken about me, said against me, it isn't the you don't need to take responsibility for things that you didn't do. But what is important is that you maintain a position of submission and humility during these times even. A lot of times we've gotten into fight or flight mode, and once we've switched from one to the other, we're never going back to the other. In other words, if I've used to being quieted, if I'm used to being suppressed, but now I've found my voice and now I'm in fight mode, I'm just always going to be in fight mode regardless of who's around me, right? Even these people could be trying to help me. Guess what? They're still getting me in fight mode because I've decided I'm never going back to that. Part of recovering from narcissistic abuse is not being in one of these two extremes, because both of them are not healthy. Your body needs a place of homeostasis. Everything living needs a place of homeostasis in order to thrive. And so, in other words, you need to find a balance. There is sometimes when it's right to be in flight mode, and there is sometimes when it's right to be in fight mode. The goal here is that you are in a place where you are peaceful, quiet enough internally in order to judge rightly which one of these things we need to go into. And so when you take these accusations before God, you don't say, I know that I've said blah, 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 when you didn't say blah, blah, blah. The important thing here is the act of submission and being in a true position of humility. So God, you're the righteous judge of all of the universe, you know, and you alone can judge rightly. This is what I'm being accused of. I bring these things before you, and I ask you to judge these words rightly. If there's anything in me that has agreed with or said these words, these intentions behind these words, please highlight that to me now and remove it from me. We plead the blood of Jesus over that. Okay, you need to take this stuff. This is a spiritual principle. This is not this is a spiritual principle. This is like reaping and sowing. Okay, this is far beyond if you do this, you're going to get this. This is a governing law for your life, and it's important that you take account of regularly of what's going on in your life, and that you don't allow little things to kind of creep in there and become these great big things. Before you know it, you're going to have parts of your life where you're not going to want to look there anymore, where it's impossible to receive correction or instruction in those parts of your life because you've just decided to ignore it all. By learning how to take all accusations before God and becoming in a place of coming from a place of humbleness, when you do that, you're teachable. You remain teachable. A lot of people are out there with hard hearts, hardened minds, will not receive instruction, and they're on the wrong path. And they've chosen that because they're unwilling to look critically or realistically at a part of their lives. This is a spiritual principle far beyond whatever was said or done to you in one moment by the narcissist, okay? All right, number 4, learn how to build your inner world. Yeah. This is the core of everything in life. I don't care if you're experiencing narcissistic abuse, if you've already recovered from it, if you've never even heard of it before, it doesn't matter. This is something that all people need. And if you cannot, your inner world will reflect your inner world builds your outer world. Whatever you're experiencing internally is what you're going to see on the outside of your world. And there's too many people who don't understand this principle. And if you did understand this principle, you'd be putting your energy into different places, because a lot of people are trying to fix on what's going on the outside without actually really addressing the root of that thing, which guarantee you it originates on something on the inside. So you need to learn how to build your world internally first. So you can do this by spending alone time with yourself. You need to get into a meditation practice. I can't tell you enough times to start doing that. Literally, I'm blown away by how many people don't have quiet time. They don't meditate during the day. I am going to release a podcast on my podcast channel where I take you through a guided meditation, which I've never shared before, but I really feel like there's such a need, and I'm baffled by the amount of people who do not do this. I don't know how you think clearly. I don't know how you maintain peace throughout the day. I don't know how you can be making large life-changing decisions without having this time built into your day. Seriously, it's that important. You can go for a walk. You need to learn what it is that you respond to best to put you back in that place of neutral, back in that place of homeostasis? How do I calm my inner world before I interact with my external world? Okay? Next thing to do is to review the things to do to maintain no contact or gray rock with the narcissist. In the little shelf down below, you'll see like merchandise on my YouTube channel. Down here, you'll see like there's a merchandise shelf. I actually created a mug for this very reason, because I wanted people to be able to look at it every single day and remind themselves of how to go no contact and why you're going no contact. You need to come up with your own list of whys. It's important that it's personalized to you. So if you have children, you can include the fact that you're teaching them a good example, you're helping build their future, you want them to have a different experience than what you've had, blah, blah, blah. Your reasons are going to be specific for you, and therefore much more emotional for you. Emotional attachment to your why is a very important in this process of narcissistic abuse recovery. So you have to do the work yourself and discover, why am I doing this? Along that route, I encourage my clients to make a rule of no contact for at least 24 hours. If you feel like you want to contact the narcissist and you want to tell them, blah, I'm going to respond to that name that they called me. I'm going to, whatever. You want to respond to the narcissist, I ask them to make it a rule and make a commitment to themselves first that you don't respond for 24 hours. Why? Because in 24 hours, you're going to feel differently. You're not going to want to send that. You're going to look back and see, hey, I've already gone no contact for 6 months, a year, whatever, 6 days. It doesn't matter how long. You're going to see, I've done that. I can do it another day. And you're going to give yourself another 24 hours. This is part of breaking the trauma bond as well. Okay, so this one kind of goes into number 6, which is remember your list of whys. You need to make your own personal list of whys. If you need help on how to do that, I don't have it out. You know what? If you email me, I will send you I will send you a little exercise on how to do this. And I may just very well release it before this video comes out, so that you have a way to create your list of whys, things that you need to be asking yourself, and things you need to question to yourself before making this list of whys. Okay, and number 7, finally, remember what the narcissist wants from you and what their reason is for reacting this way towards you. So when the narcissist is trying to intimidate, control, manipulate, whatever, doing something to you, remember why they want it. You are valuable. They want what you have. You are in control of what you have, no matter what the narcissist says or does to you or tries to make you believe in that moment. Remember that you are powerful. You decide who you give your energy to. You decide where your words go. You decide all of these things about your life. The narcissist actually doesn't have that much power as you think that they do. And once you start taking back piece by piece by piece of these little parts of your power, you're going to discover how powerful you are. Remember that their goal is supply. They want an emotional reaction from you. They don't care if it's a positive one, a negative one. In fact, they'd probably prefer it to be negative, where you're angry or you're sad, you're crying, whatever. Remember that this is not an issue of what you are doing. This is not because you haven't loved the narcissist enough, or because they're just acting out of their hurt or past issues, or they've never gotten help since they became an adult and they had a rough childhood, whatever. That's the narcissist's responsibility. And also remember, the reason the narcissist is picking somebody like you is because you are that empathetic, because you are have a natural tendency to want to become codependent and fix the situation. And remember that that's part of your power. Don't give it to someone who's clearly not going to do the work themselves, does not actually want to be healed, and is going to continue to hurt you and disrespect you. So those are the 7 things that I recommend you do in order to maintain your resolve and your peace of mind while you are stuck with a narcissist, either in person or physically, like cannot leave each other's presence, or even if you are dealing with a narcissist that you can't go no contact with because you share a business or you share kids or something like that together. Maintain these 7 things. Learn how to make these things patterns of behavior in your own life. You need to establish these things as like, this is just naturally what you do. This requires time. It requires effort. It requires you putting it and scheduling it into your calendar. It requires you having a support system and an accountability partner at least in order to help you do this if you don't have a coach. So please take note of these things. Make yourself these inventories that I've talked to you about, your list of whys, how to maintain no contact, things that you need to do when you do want to reach out to the narcissist so that you have a plan in place. Failure to plan is planning to fail. You need to make a plan. You need to have a way to hold you accountable to the plan. And you ultimately need to resolve it within your soul. Your will needs to be married to the idea of you going no contact or gray rock with a narcissist. So you guys, I hope this video has helped you. And if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel below and click on the little bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video to this channel.